Yeah, hi everyone. Welcome again in the session related to the mobile phone security. And in this, as a part of the sessions, we are focusing on the Android application security pen testing. Yeah, hi, I'm Dr. Digvij Singh Rathod, Associate Professor in the Cybersecurity and Digital Forensics Division in the Institute of Forensic Science. While I'm recording this video, our university, that was the Gujarat Forensic Sciences University, was declared as a National Forensic Sciences University with the status of Institute of National Importance. Okay, let's see. Today, our idea is to discuss about the two important concepts, and these two concepts they are not only useful in the Android application pen testing, security pen testing, but these concepts they are also used in the Android malware analysis also. Because today's topic is very exciting one, and that is called deassembling and the reverse engineering of the Android application. So while you do a deassembling or the reverse engineering, ultimate your goal is to see the source code or the assembly code of your Android application using the two very well known tool is called APK tool and the ZX. Okay. Now, before we talks about the de-assembling of the Android applications or the reverse engineering of the Android application, we'll first understand the concept behind today's practical. So I think everyone knows very well that the most of the Android applications are written in Java, but now the Kotlin is also officially announced by the Google to be one more official language for the development of the Android application. The second thing is instead of the Java code being run in the Java virtual machines like the desktop application in Android, the Java is compiled to the Dalvik executable bytecode format. It means that when you run any Java application inside your, I would say, inside a desktop or a laptop, then you have a Java virtual machines which will convert your Java code into the bytecode. But as we know that in the case of the mobile phones, because we have a limited memory and obviously we have the limited processing power, so to optimize the code, what the Google has done, they have used a Dalvik virtual machines that will take a Java code or the Kotlin code or Kotlin applications, developed application as an input, and they will convert or they will generate the Dalvik executable code, which is ultimately a optimized code. So when your applications run in the Android mobile phone, which has a limited memory and the processing power, so it will run in a way that it has a less footprint. It will consume less memory and the consume less processing power also. That's the only idea behind this one. Now very important things which you need to uh, keep in your mind that in the case of the desktop machine you will have a bytecode, and that bytecode will be interpreted by the Java virtual machine which is deployed on the desktop or the laptop. But in the case of the mobile phones, your Java code or the Kotlin code will be converted into the Dalvik code, which will be converted by the Dalvik virtual machine. And that Dalvik code, they are ready to use, they are ready to execute. That will go ahead. For earlier version of the Android, if you see the older version, what do we have is that bytecode was translated by the Dalvik virtual machine. But now, if you see in the newer and version of the Android, this bytecode that will be converted by the Android runtime instead of the Dalvik virtual machine. So they come up with the more enhanced, improved version of the Dalvik virtual machine. And the job of the Android runtime is to convert your bytecode into the Dalvik executable code, which is ready to execute on your Android processor. Now let's go ahead. So what is the job of the developer? The job of the developer is to develop the application using the Java or the Kotlin, and that application will be convert into the text bytecode by the Android runtime or by the Dalvik virtual machine. So I would say that this process is called the Java or the Kotlin developed application that will be compiled into the DEX bytecode by the DEX Dalvik virtual machine. So that is called the compilation. Now, if we say that that is a job of the developer, now what the reverse engineer will do? The reverse engineer will do the reverse process. They will convert the text bytecode into the Java or the Kotlin source code. So that is called the reverse engineering. It means that it is a process of getting the source code from the compiled code is called a reverse engineering. Let's see. So now you have a two variant. The two concepts that normally comes in the mind is the deassembler and the reverse engineering. So let's see the simplest difference. See, I would say that you have a two version. The one is the DAX byte code that will be converted into the assembly code using the deassembler. And assembly code is not equivalent to your Java or the Kotlin, I would say, a source code. But the assembly code, that is ultimately one more programming language. So deassembling means you are converting your text file, text bytecode into the assembly code. You don't get the exact source code in the Java or a Kotlin. But the reverse engineering, the responsibility of the reverse engineering is to convert your text bytecode into the assembly code, and from assembly code, you will get your source code. So I would say that you have a two stage in the case of the reverse engineering. Text bytecode, you have a deassembler that will convert into the assembly code. That assembly code, one more decompiler, Java decompiler, will take as an input and generate the Java code. That's the simplest difference. So the deassembler is a program, computer program that translates the machine language. Machine language, it means it's a text bytecode into the assembly language. Okay, and the inverse operations to that of the assembler. It means the assembler that will convert your assembly code into the machine language code. That is called the assembling process. And deassembling means that will convert your machine code into the assembly code. As simple as it is. So don't get confused. We'll go ahead. Deassembly, the output of the deassembler is often formatted for the human readable rather than suitability for the input to an assembler, making it principally a reverse engineering tool. What they are trying to discuss is, see, suppose if I have a DAX bytecode, I will use a deassembler to convert the DAX bytecode into the assembly code. Now we know that the assembly code, that will be, they have the assembly language in the instructions set. They will normally use the assembly language. Like suppose if you are using the 8086 assembler, then it will use the instruction set of the 8086 or the 8085 microprocessor. Is it? So that assembly code, and also they will use the different six different purpose register also. So in the assembly code, you have the instructions according to the assembly instruction, let it be a assembler of 8086 assembler or the 8085 assembler, along with the six different purpose registered. So that assembly code, sometimes it is not feasible for everyone to understand. So output of the assembler is, I would say, the assembly code. So what will happen is, there are some good deassemblers available who will present the assembly code in the human readability code also, like a Smalley code that we'll discuss in the next session. Or you convert your text bytecode into the assembly code and convert your assembly code into the source code. That's a complete reverse engineering. So we have the reverse engineering tools which will perform this task in a very well way. Okay, so let's see. Let's talk about the reverse engineering again. You have your text bytecode that convert into the Smalley. We'll see that what is Smalley, and that Smalley will again decompile into the Java. Okay, so now you'll get the Java code or the Kotlin code. So for that you need the Java decompiler or the Kotlin decompiler. Okay, now let's see that what is a Smalley. Smalley is nothing but this is the human readable version of the Dalvik bytecode. It means that the Dalvik bytecode that will convert into the Smalley, and Smalley is nothing but, yes, you can read the instruction, but ultimately it is nothing but it's a readable version of the Dalvik bytecode only. And that Smalley code, okay, that any of the Java decompiler will take and convert that Smalley code into the Java source code. Simplest one. So now we have the complete conversion from text bytecode to the source code. That is job of the the uh, reverse engineering. Second point is technically the Smalley and the Black Smalley. These are the two well-known tools. Are the name of the tools. One is a assembler, second one is a deassembler. Okay, but in Android, we often use the term is a Smalley to refer to the instruction. That we'll see that what does it mean. Now remember one thing. There are the tools available. Tools in the sense that your text byte code convert into the Smalley code. You can open the Smalley code into any of the editor. You can do the modifications in the Smalley code, and again you can repack it. It means that the APK file is convert into the Smalley code. You can open the Smalley code, you can do the proper corrections, and again you can reassemble in the form of APK also, and you can sign it also. That's the beauty of it. Okay, but the Smalley code, as I told you, that it is nothing but it is a human readable version of the Dalvik bytecode. So Dalvik bytecode. Now the questions comes is the Smalley, they also have their own syntax. They also have their own instruction set to convert your bytecode into the Smalley code. So if you really wants to read the Smalley code in a very well way, then you should know that how the Smalley code they will write the instruction. You need to understand the syntax of the Smalley code. Okay, we'll go ahead. If you are done the reverse engineering or the computer architectures on the compiled C or C++ code. So suppose take an example, if you wrote a C program and if you compile the C program, then you have the c.exe, means the file name.exe, that is executable file. So here what they are trying to discuss is the Smalley is like assembly language, and Smalley is between the higher source code and the bytecode. So what this Smalley will do, Smalley will read the Dalvik bytecode, take the first instruction, convert that instruction according to the syntax that will be followed by the Smalley in a way that the normal human can read it, can understand it. But yes, you should have the knowledge about this Smalley instruction set. So if you really wants to understand the Smalley instruction set, somebody says that, sir, why do we need to understand the Smalley instruction set? I would say that there is a very good biggest advantage is if you convert your Dalvik bytecode into the Smalley code, and if you open the Smalley code in any of the editor, and if you have a good knowledge about the Smalley instruction set, then you can do the modifications in any of the activities, any of the Java file, and again you can repack it from a Smalley to the APK file, and you can sign it, and the people they normally publish it. This is not a legal way to publish the APK file, but yes, if you want, you can do it. It is not at all legal. If you are the author of the applications, and if you really wants to do a small modifications, then instead of opening the entire APK files into the unpacking, or open the source code and do the modifications, this could be the one more options, that take a APK file, convert it to the Smalley code, open the Smalley file, suppose any of the Java files into any of the editors, do the small modifications and do the reverse engineering, or sorry, do the and pack it in the form of APK, sign it and publish it. That also the one more option. So here I have given the link where you can find the, if you really wants to understand that what the syntax that normally Smalley use to represent the Dalvik bytecode in the human readable code, then you can revisit this link. Now have the simplest example, like this is what your simplest, like public static void, and you have a method name, and you write system.out.println, which is used to display the message is called hello world. Now if you see the equivalent Smalley code, obviously this code is in Java. The Java application is compiled by the Dalvik virtual machines into the Dalvik bytecode. Okay, and if you see the equivalent code in the Smalley code, then this is looks like this. As you can see that register 2, as it you can say that the constant dash string v1 is equal to hello world. Okay, so you need to understand that what is the meaning of the invoke dot the virtual. I think they will say that v0 and v1, as it written void, you have the return type is a void only. So this is what the way the Smalley will convert your Java code into the Smalley code. So if you really wants to understand it in a very well way, you definitely you should have a thorough knowledge of a Smalley syntax. We'll do one thing. We'll visit this page where they have given the different instruction. I would say, let me take out this out, and if we'll open, okay, so this is what I have given the direct link, and in this link you can see that the off format, the mnemonics or the syntax and the argument. So here, see, they'll say that move VA to VB. So what they will do, this is what the way the Smalley will write, you know. So as you can see that here you'll find the different instruction set in the assembly or instruction set in that will be followed by the Dalvik, I think the bytecode, and here they have given the equivalent representations in the Smalley. So obviously you need to understand the entire these things. Okay, now we'll back to our presentations and we'll go ahead. That is just for the glimpse. So if you really wants to make wants to enhance your knowledge, you can visit that link and you can do a further study. Okay, so this is what the equivalent Smalley code. Now let's talk about the APK tool, which is the very well known reverse engineering tool. And this is a tool for reverse engineering, and it is a third-party tool, closed binary apps. The good thing is this tool is open source tools. That's a very important thing that we need to, I would say, not. It can decode the reverse resources to nearly original form and rebuild them after making some modifications, in the sense that the APK tool ultimately takes your APK file, and that APK file also have a classes.txt files, means a text bytecode, and the APK tool will convert your APK file and do a complete reverse engineering, and that after the reverse engineering, the code which you will get, that is nearest to the original form, almost nearest to the original form, and that's why the APK tool that is used to, I would say, the reverse engineering from your APK file to the Smalley code, do the modifications, and again you can do a engineering of it. Engineering of it means from that generated files and folders, you can also repack it in the form of the APK file, and you can publish it, because the beauty of the APK tool is that will convert your APK file, or that will do the reverse engineering of APK file in the files and folder. Obviously that will use a Smalley code, but the code which was generated, it is almost nearer to the original form. So you can expect after packing, after generating the APK file, you can expect the same kind of I would say a performance. It makes working with the app easier because of the project like file structure. So it will convert the same project type file structures which you normally finds while you start developing the Android application. And the second thing is, and the automation of some respective task like the build APK. So you have the exact folder structure. You also have the almost nearer source, the nearest original code. Is it? So you can pack it in the form of the APK again after the modifications, and you can sign it and you can publish also. Okay. The one more thing is, it is not intended for the privacy and other non-legal issues, because the APK, I told you earlier also, the APK tool is not meant for it. If somebody says that let me download the applications from the play.google.com, let me use the APK tool to convert, to do the reverse engineering, let me do the modifications and again pack it in the form of the APK and I'll publish. Please don't do this. There are the legal issues that you need to face. The ultimate aim for the APK tool is to make your development easier, or if you find any malicious applications, it is very easy for you to do a reverse engineering, can do a do a source code walkthrough and can find that what malicious things that application is doing, or you can take the APK file, convert, do the reverse engineering, do the secure code walkthrough also, prepare the test cases and go ahead. This is what the ultimate aim. The next one, it could be used for localizing, adding some features or the support for the customer platform, analyzing application and much more. So this is meant for all these purposes. Now let's see that. So deassembling resources to the nearest original form. These are the features of the APK tool, that what you can expect from the APK tool. Then this will deassembling the resources to the nearly original form. It means that you can expect the all the resources dot ARSC classes.tocs, all the PNG files, XML files that you can expect. You can expect the same folders, project structures that you normally create while you're developing the applications. The APK will tool, the APK tool will convert or deassemble your APK files in the same folder structure almost. Rebuilding decoder resources back to the binary APK or jar. As I told you earlier also, after doing the deassembling of your APK file, you can do the modifications and you can pack it again in the form of the jar or in the form of the APK file. So that is called rebuilding. The third thing is organizing and handling the APKs that depend on the framework resources. This is also the one more example or one more advantage. You can do a debugging also. So Smalley also have the Smalley debugging features that also you can do. And the last one is helping with the respective task. Okay, that is also the one more advantage. Now, if you really wants to install the APK tools, so what is the minimum requirement? You need the Java 8 version with the Java runtime environment 1.8, and you should have the basic knowledge of the Android SDK and AAPT and the Smalley. This is what I would say the few requirements that you need. Yes, I should not forget to give the I need to acknowledge the authors who have developed this tool, because this is a very good tool and open source also. So the Connor Tumlation, he's a current maintainer. He's maintaining the APK tools up to date. And Rizard he was the original creator. So heads up to both of them, because they have created a very good tool. Now let's see that after this, let's see that if you really wants to run the APK tool, then it's a very easiest, I would say, to run this tool. You just need to write the APK tool. You just need to pass the option D, that is decode, and you just need to provide the file of the APK. So what this will do, the APK will create a new folder with the same name which you have provided as a part of the APK. And what it will do, it will decompile and put all those files and folders and the Smalley code inside that folder. You just need to provide the option is D. Now we'll do a reverse one, that is called the deassembling. Now if you, after creating the files and folders, if you do a modifications, and suppose if you want to generate the APK file or the jar file, then you just need to write simple one is the APK tool. You just need to provide the name of the file, that is the option is a B, and just provide the app source path which was created by the APK tool option D space the file name with the APK extension. And what this will do, this will create your APK file. Okay, so this is what. Now we'll back to our practicals. That is, I think, I would say, more important. Then let me move into the Shantoku. Okay, so we are back to the Shantoku. Now remember one thing, you don't need to install the APK tool because it is already available. As you can see here in the option is called Shantoku reverse engineering, and you'll find the option is called APK tool. So either you can click here and this will start the prompt. Okay. Or you can do one thing. I have closed that tab, Alter tab T. Your tab is open now. Now I can write APK tool and enter. You definitely have the APK tool will start. So either you can move from the menu or you can start from the command prompt. Now let me clear this one and let's see the APK tool. Now see, you'll find that if you really wants to understand that how do I use the APK tool, because today I'm going to show only two options, that is deassembling and assembling. From APK to the file and folder in the Smalley code, and from file and folder in the Smalley code to the APK file. But if you really wants to explore some more options, I think you just need to write the APK tool, or you can write APK tool dash H. Okay, or I think help could be, or I'll say just write APK tool. You have the help also. Now please read first sentence, that is called the APK tool version 2.3.1. Please try to see that you have the latest version, because those who have installed the older version of the Syntoku, they might not have the updated APK tool. So I do suggest that whenever you use, I would say, Syntoku, then please apt get update. Okay, you have to run this one, so that will update, and sudo atp get upgrade. Please do these two options, so that will update and upgrade your I think the OS along with the other tools also. This is what the option is. Now after doing this one, if just write the APK tool, just see that do you have the latest version of the APK tool or not. Now let's check that what was the latest version of the APK tool. Then I'll say APK tool download, and you'll find one first option. Let me open this option. So we'll check that. Okay. Now remember one thing. This is what the instruction set for the APK tool. Okay. Now this is for if you want for the Windows, they have given the instruction. This is for the Linux, and they have the instructions. So let me check that for what is the latest version of the APK tool is available. So I'll click on find newest here. Okay, so they have redirected to one more site. Okay, so I think the nearest one, the latest one is the 2.4.1, and I think I have the 3.2.3.1. Okay, so this is also the available. Now remember one thing, if don't use the older version of the APK tool, because what I observed that whenever I do the practicals with APK tools, if I'm using the older version of the APK tools, then they are not able to deassemble your APK file. That the APK tools is normally gets, that it will I will say it won't convert. It will shows the error and exit. So please see that do you have at least, I'm expecting that you should have at least 2.3.2, 3.3, 2.3.1, or any of the newest version. Now if you don't have it, then what to do? You just need to do one thing, that they have given the instruction that first you need to download your APK tool. So that APK tool you can download from here. If you click on it, it will start the download. It's around 16.8 MB. Once this is got download, this will be download, then what you need to do is they will say that rename the download as an apk tool.jar. So you just rename it. After the rename, what they will do is you will find two files. What are those files is, you just open this wrapper script. So I have opened the wrapper script, Control A, Control C, Let me move into the download because I normally have that file inside the download. And then what I'll do is create new file, empty file. Okay, give the name of this file is an APK tool. Okay, and just double click it and paste it and just close it. Save the changes. Yes, done it. Okay, so now we have a two file. The one file is, I would say, one file is I have downloaded the APK tool underscore 2.4.1.jar and I'll rename that file as an APK tool. And the second file I have is a wrapper script, and that wrapper script I just saved that wrapper script as an APK tool only. So now we have a two files. One is the APK tool.jar and the second one is the APK tool. That's it. So they have given set. Now move this both the files. Which one is the APK tool.jar and the APK tool into the user local bin. Is it? So if you just check mine one, then I would say cd dot dot. Okay, I'm still in the home folder. Less. Now here we have the user. So here we have the user. As you can see, suppose if you don't find these files, then you can say dash ls, no, dash l or dash a. Sometimes these files are hidden also. So you just see that ls dash a, so this will show the hidden file also. In the user local, you'll find local also, ls, and here you find the cd bin, ls. Okay, now when I do the ls, you will find both. See the APK tool and the APK jar file also. So what you need to do, you need to move these two files from your, I would say, from your download folder to the bin folder. Okay, and this is the first option. The second option that I will give you, suppose if you are not able to get the latest version, take an example, then I would say the second option is you can do one thing. Okay, you can do one thing, just visit this link that is called gist.github.com/bmaupin/the4@14926ce11 something something. I'll definitely provide this link in the as a part of the presentation. So you just open this link, and in this link you will find one script. So this script is very simple. I'll definitely explain this script. I'll say that just take this script, move into the any of the folder, let me put on the desktop, create empty file, install dash apk tool .sh. Okay, and just paste it. Now if you just see that this is a very simple one, is they have created one variable. This is APK version is 2.3.1, and here what they are doing is there says sudo and wget, and here they have given the URL. Now when you read the URL, just see this one. This one, which one is, yeah, this one. See, this is the variable name. Okay, the variable name means this is ultimately version, so this is a variable name. So no, if you read this one, the variable name is the APK tool underscore version that will store 2.3.1. So the URL would be /download/apk tool underscore 2.3.1.jar. This is what the URL only, and so this is what the URL only. So here they are going to download only the apk tool.jar, and if you see the second, I would say the option, this is nothing but they just download the script which I also saved in one of the text file only. Okay, and what they have given is they have given the 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 complete permissions to the APK tool file. So chmod plus x. This is the simplest, I would say, a script. Just save it, move into your, I would say, Santoku. Oh, sorry. So let me open one more prompt. I would say cd dot dot. I don't know. Okay. Ls, sorry, cd desktop ls, and here you can find the install apk. Now we know that how to run the dot slash install, that is spelling mistake, apk tool dot asset, and just run. So what this will do, this will download both the files into the slash bin folder. Now I just for your information only, if you see this one, this URL, this is URL is nothing but it is the same URL. Same URL in the sense that if we just move into the browser and let's see that if I'll say that this one, like suppose I'll say the copy the link address, and if I'll paste it here, see you have the same URL. See here they use some variable and they just brought here is a 2.4.1. So if somebody says that, sir, I want to install the latest version of the APK tool, then you need to do only one modification. The modification is 4.1. That's it. Okay, so this script will takes the latest version of the APK tool. That is what I would like to discuss. So this is the first part. Now, suppose somebody says that, so this is the whatever you discuss is related to the Linux, means for the Santoku. Okay, now what if I wants to set up the APK tool inside the Windows? So I would say this is the very simplest task. So let me minimize all these things. Let me move into the Windows. So this is what the Windows, and we normally like APK tool download, enter. You'll find the first link. Just move there. Now here they have given the options for the Windows also. Now the only thing which you needs to understand that the APK tools, they need the Java 1.8, is it, or a latest one, that we should check, because they did dot does executing, then you just write java dash version on the command line and check that it will return the 1.8 or greater or not, does it. And second thing is they will say that please install the, if it is not, it won't show the 1.8, then we just install the java 8 plus. Okay, that is the first requirement. So if you really wants to install this apk tool on the Windows, please check that do you have the java 1.8 or a greater. That's the only thing is. Now if the Windows, they have given the same thing is available here. You have one wrapper script. So let me open this wrapper script in one of the file. Okay, and you just need to download the apk tool. So I have created one more file. Okay, I'll start downloading it. Just click on it. I'm not going to download, is it, because I have downloaded this jar file. So just download it. Now this file which we have opened, wrapper script, you just need to do a control A, control C, and check the second instructions. They will say that move both the files, like jar file and the second file which I have created. Let me, they will say that move these both the files into the C colon slash slash Windows. I don't think that it is mandatory. You can put this both the files anywhere in your computer. Okay, so I would say that I have both the files. Software, I think, okay, it is there in the, here I have the software. I just need to check that where is my folder is. So I have downloaded this APK tool 2.4.1. And what you need to do is you just need to save the script. Which script is the script which we have here? This scripts, I'll say copy it, and the file which you have just need to create one more file. Here is, I would say, let it be a text file. Okay, and the name of this text file needs to be a APK tool. Do not forget this one. I already created bat file, so I'm going to give some another name. You need to give the name is called APK tool. You just open the file and just save it. Now please remember one thing. I did one mistake. What was the mistake is? The mistake is it has to be a APK tool dot bat. It has to be a bat file. Let me save as this one is. I'm not going to give the same name, otherwise it will. You need to save as an APK tool dot batch file. Okay, you just need to copy it and paste it. This will create one batch file only. Then let's will back to our. Then what they do is you just need to save that file as an apktool.bat jar file. Both the files should be available at the same place. And second thing is, you know, what did you do? If I want to run this, I would say apk tool. Just then I need to move into the. Let me copy this path. CMD. Open this one. I'll say D. CD software ls. Oh, sorry, I'm in Windows, so not ls. Okay, and here what I need to do is apk tool and just enter. So apk tool has it started running. Okay, so here you can see that I have the version is called 4.2.4.1. So this is what the easiest way you can install the apk tool in the Windows only. The only thing which you need to understand that now let me do a reverse engineering of CLS dir. Now suppose I want to do a reverse engineering of any of the APK files. So you just need to download the APK file and you need to copy the APK file in the same directory. So I have created one APK file. I have one APK file that is called app-debug.apk. The only thing is you just need to copy that APK file in the same directory. If you don't want to do this, then please set the environment path of this APK tool, so that APK tool you can use anywhere in your Windows machine. I have not set the path, that's why I need to put this APK file inside the same folder. That is the simplest thing is. So if you really wants to use the APK tool, sorry, I just need to write APK tool D, that is a decompile, and appdebug.apk and just enter. Okay, here they have given the option is they will say the destination directory already exists. Okay, it means that, see, this is I already have the unpacked file. So either you can delete this file from here only, the one simplest form is, or you can do one thing. They'll say that use the use -f. Now what this -f will do, you just see the option -f force all, skip change, detecting and build all files. So I would say that CLS, I'm going to use a same command, but I'm going to use a -f. That's it. Okay, so using the APK tool 2.4.1, loading the resource table, decoding the Android manifest file, loading the resource table, decoding. After doing the decoding, he has created the folder with the same file. So We'll check. Okay, we have the folder. See, okay. So we'll do one thing. We'll move into the AP folder, CLS. Let's see. Oh, so not. Oh, it's in Windows. So let's check that. What is that? It has the Android manifest.xml file. Okay, they will have one YML file, original resources, and Smalley. Now this Smalley folders. It will keeps this Smalley code folder will keeps your source code. So Smalley code, not in the Java and Kotlin. I'll say Smalley. Oh, sorry, dir. As you can see that you will find Android DX com. Okay, CLS. So we'll move into the com dir. Then we have a gfsu. It's a com.gfsu.application name. That's the only thing is gfsu dir. Then you have application name cd my application dir. Now you have your source code. See, the source code is if you see the extension, it is .smalley. So you have your activity files and everything here. You can see it. That's it. And if I'll move into my folder, app debug, smalley, com, gfsu, Android manifest, and this is a smalley code. Let me open this code with the notepad++. Let's see that what we'll have. Okay, this is what your smalley code is. And if you see, this is what the smalley code is. Now, if you want, you can, if I'll run these applications, let me run these applications. So that applications just display hello world. Okay, let's check that will it be display hello world or not. So for that, what we need to do is we just need to move into the Santoku. Let me minimize this one. Okay, I have to start the Genymotion also. Just a minute. To start the Genymotion. Okay. It will ask for the permissions. One more time. Okay, we have the Genymotion. Let me start Android virtual device. Minimize this one. Okay, by the time we will do one thing, we'll move into our Kali. Okay. So I think the emulator has started. Oh, this is a full screen emulator. If you want to minimize, because I'm not able to see the IP of it. Function key and F, it's F11. Now let me check that what is IP of it. Okay, so this is Genymotion. Let me take any of the terminal. I was first need to connect it. ADB device sys. Okay, it won't show any devices. It means that my Santoku is not connected with the Genymotion. So we'll do one thing. ADB connect. The IP address is 192.168.187.101. Okay, and let's see that devices. Yes, we have. Now we are connected with the devices. Okay, and what we are going to do is my application is available somewhere in download. So here do we have the APK file? Yes, APK file is already available. Now let me check that this file is already installed or not. Oh, it is already installed. This is what the application is already installed. So we'll do one thing. Either you can uninstall it. Okay, for the uninstall, you need to check the package name. Okay, so the application is installed. The application for which I have a plan to do the deassembling of the APK file, do the modifications, and pack it as an APK file, and again deploy it. That's only the purposes. So this is what the application is. Now we'll back to our Windows machine, and in the Windows machine, what I'm going to do is I already opened the Smalley file. Now let me do a simple modification, and we'll check that. I'll say gfsu hello world. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I did one modifications. I save the file. We'll again back to our prompt, and what we are going to do is we are going to pack it. So APK tool, that was a P, and oh, we just need to first come out from this folder. dir. Oh, we are still inside the package. I cannot compile it if I'll be the part of that package. I need to come out from the package only. So here is the package name is this one. Okay, so what we are going to write is APK tool B. Let's see that, debug, write the name of debug. I'll say modify.apk. Oh, apk. Finger cross. Let's see that what will happen. Do we have the packed version or not? Checking whether building it build APK. Oh, that's a great. So now we have the APK file. CLS. I'm sorry. CLS dir. Let me check that. Do we have the APK file or not? The modified name. Start.apk. Let me check. So let's see that I have checked my folder. Even though it shows that the file is created, I think, but I'm not able to find any APK files. That might be some issues. Let's see that we'll try to see the same practicals in the case of the Santoku with some different options, and that we'll see that do we get the success or not. Okay, so we'll do one thing. Now we are inside the Santoku, and I would say clear CLS. Oh, sorry. Unless here also we have the db-debug.apk. So APK tool. Now we are doing the practicals related to this here only. Here in the, I would say in the Santoku also have the same options. D app-debug.apk. Loading the resources, decoding the file source code. Pexmali classes.txt is trying to decode it, and we have it. Oh, that's great. Sorry, ls. So now he has created the folder with the same name, that is called app debug. Sorry, dir, and you will find XML file, YM file, original resources, and the Smalley. I would say ls. Here also we have com folder, and gfsu folder, ls cd my application, sorry, ls, and here we have the different files also. Okay, here also have one main activity dot smalley. I'll do one thing. Let me. I'm not going to change anything. Let's see. I will not do any modifications and try to create the APK file. Let's see that what will happen. Before creating the APK file, let me do one simple correction. That I'm going to move this file to some other place. I just moved that apk debug dot apk app debug dot apk file at some other place. Then we'll move to our prompt. Sorry, not this one. Okay, and we will do one thing. APK tool. Here we already have. Okay, we need to come out from the folder packages. Okay, now we have come out from the package. APK tool. Sorry, I need to pass. The option is B. Debug, and let's see what will happen. Oh, not found. Sorry. APK tool. Okay, let's see that what will happen. Okay, so output which I have found is, while he's doing building a resources, he found some exceptions. You can find some problems while generating the APK files, and that's why we are not able to find the APK while doing the decompilations of the app.debug packages. I would say there are so many reasons. When I did the googling, we found that this APK file is created on the Windows machine, so there are some you know the architecture issues also. I have to check that why we are not able to get the APK file back. But it is quite complex thing that you'll do a deassembling and decompilations, and you'll get this Mali code, again do the modifications, and again you'll get the APK file. It's quite complex process, so you need to do a thorough study that why we are not able to do it, because my job is not to teach you that how to create the APK file, because our job is to create the Smalley code. You can do a walkthrough of that code for either for to find the security flows in the source code or for the pen testing purpose. So this is what I would like to discuss. Now we'll move ahead with the one more practical, that is see, in the case of the APK tools, what you will get is you will get the Smalley code. Now somebody says that, sir, can I have the Java code, Java source code, because I am more comfortable in the Java source code. So we'll do one thing. Let me first move the APK file in the download folder. We'll move to our prompt. I'll say ls. So now what we'll do is we'll convert this APK file into the jar file, and we'll open their jar file in one of the compiler, Java compiler. So if you really wants to convert this APK file into the jar file, the tools which is available, which is very well known in the market, is called dex2jar. So D2J dash dex2jar. So D2J means dex2jar. Dex2jar is the application, the tool's name, and you just need to provide the name of the application, APK, and you just enter. So what this will do, this will convert your APK file into the jar file. We'll wait for the seconds. We may have the jar file very soon. So let's see. Okay, so I think he has converted your APK file into the jar file. And see, after converting into the jar file, you will find one folder name is called application name dash text to jar.jar file. Okay, now I would like to open this jar file into by using the Java compiler, any of the Java compiler. So there is one compiler is called JD-GUI. I think if you check your option also Santoku, reverse engineering, you will find, see, text2jar is available here, and this will convert your APK into the jar file. And if you really wants to use any of the Java compilers to read the Java code, then you can use a JD-GUI. So either click here also, or you can write the JD-GUI and just you need to provide the jar file. So I just provided the app debug dash text to jar, which was created by your text to jar tool, and then I'll say enter. So what this will do, this will open one GUI, and inside that GUI you will find your files, and we know that it is normally it is available in the com.gfsu.file name. So just let's check. So here you'll find all your Java files along with the resources also. So we know that if you click on it, you'll find the Java code. See, you'll find everything, even the resources also. So I can find the Java file, I can do a walkthrough of it. Does it? Here is like, this will display the text view, find view ID, and set text is hello world. This will display the hello world. So you can now read the code in the Java file. So the simplest thing is, if you really wants to get the, I would say, a source code, then you can do one thing. You can use a text to jar to convert your APK to jar, and then you can use a JD-GUI to JD-GUI compiler rather to check the source code of your application. So this is also the one of the good tool. Okay, you don't need to install because it is available in the Santoku. If you want, how do I install this in the Windows machine? Please check the internet. You'll get you definitely get the help. Okay, so I'm going to close this one, and we'll back to our presentation. Okay, so today what we learn that what is a deassembling. Deassembling is converting your, I would say, the text bytecode into the assembly code. But the questions comes is, for the layman it is not possible to read the assembly code because it's normally use the assembly instruction set for a specific assembler. So what these APKTools they have done, they have provided your text bytecode in the human readable format using the small instruction set. So that is called a small code. And if you want, you can do the modifications and you can repack it. The second thing is, if somebody says that I want to just wants to go through the source code of the applications, then you can use the text to jar using the text to jar tool. After creating the jar files, you can use any of the Java compilers like the JD-GUI, graphical user interface, and you can check the source code of the Java. This is what I would like to communicate. I would say this is enough for today. Thank you.